Hey everybody, welcome back to another First Impressions video. Hope you guys have been enjoying the content on this channel as of late. Sorry for the lack of content as of late. You just kind of been enjoying my summer, so, you know. But I will be doing more videos in the future. I just am just dedicating some time to, have fun and all that stuff. Um, but I just got done watching Good Luck to You, Leo Grande, which is about a sex worker hooking up with an older woman, and they decide to talk a little bit more than actually having sex. Um, and within that, the movie is basically about displaying true intimacy and honesty, and through that, how that becomes how that could manifest into a physical connection, um, or just the cliches of falling in love and all that sort of things. But mostly it's about true intimacy and how it's not really a physical connection. It's more of an emotional thing. So um, um, the few things that I'll say about it is that I think that the performances are good. I think Emma Thompson's very good in it. I also think that the person who plays Leo himself, I think, is also fairly good. Um, I like that their interactions. I like the conversations themselves. Um, I like that the movie is pretty upfront about talking about these kinds of topics. For a lot of people, they'll find it very funny because they probably don't discuss these types of topics. I'm a very open individual, so these types of conversations don't really, um, you know, make me feel uncomfortable or make me feel like I want to laugh or anything. So in the sense of like, or in the cases of like Cha Cha Real Smooth, which it was also a comedy, I didn't really laugh in this one either. I found the comedy just to be okay, mainly because again, I don't I don't find it weird to talk about oral sex or anal sex or anything revolving around sexual activity. Um, and I know the movie's trying to create some kind of humorous responses, or at least trying to get those types of responses out of the viewer. I'm just not really getting that. Um, and it has its moments of tenderness. Like there's some sincerity that is felt, particularly towards the end, with a certain exchange when they're having coffee. Um, and it's a lot more isolated than I thought it would be. It takes place mainly in like three locations. Like one's on a street, primarily in a hotel room, and then, like I said, in like a hotel lobby. Um, and I feel like it works to its benefit, but also not, because it comes across very stale. And I feel like that's the problem with the film, is that it doesn't have a sense of cleverness, even though the concept itself is actually quite fun to play in. It just doesn't feel like it has much. I don't know if innovation is the right word, but it just doesn't feel as um, um, uh, it feels like there's a spark that's missing. Like I said, there are moments of tenderness, and um, there is some level of emotion that you're feeling, um, but kind of like sex itself, it just kind of came and went. You know, it was mostly a breeze. I mean, I didn't really feel much while watching it. It wasn't necessarily bad either. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a snooze, um, but I just I just kind of watched it, and then I looked at my phone, and I was still listening to it. It's one of those, you know what I mean? Like you're still listening to it, but you're not necessarily fully engaged. And the reason for that is because I feel that there's a spark that's missing. There's something to these conversations and um, to these interactions that I feel needed a little bit more of something. Um, Maybe it has to do with the environment that they're in, the fact that it's isolated, um, or just the delivery of its of its humor. I just it didn't really work for me. Um, um, I also was not really a fan of its messaging on sex workers. Like I know it's meant to be a comedy, but they're like dragging out this point of how sex work is okay and all this kind of stuff. Um, and how, in sexual interactions that there's a sense of letting go and all that. And it absolutely is vital in order to have a great experience, but make no mistake about it. I mean, sex workers and, the life of having sex or, getting involved in sexual activity is a very dangerous thing to do. You can catch diseases, you can catch like STDs and all sorts of things because at the end of the day, you were hooking up with a stranger. If especially in that context, with a sex worker, you have no idea who that person's been or who the person's been with. You don't know who they are in general. Just because you hang out with them for a couple of hours does not mean you know somebody. Um, I have experience with that. I met someone for a couple of hours. I ended up kissing that said person. Luckily, I didn't catch anything, but you know, um, sometimes you do have to be patient. With that sort of thing, you can't just run into it. Um, if it's in the heat of the moment, I can understand that. That's how it happened for me. But I'm not saying we had sex or anything, but just saying that intimacy in any form, kissing, sex, whatever, you're running the gambit of catching anything and making like there are consequences to sexual activity, and I just feel like the movie kind of glossed over that a little bit and made sex workers out to be a certain thing when at the end of the day doing that is the equivalent of hanging out with a stranger. Like it's just some person that you are hooking up with, and you don't know what they're carrying. Like it's I don't know. I didn't agree with the idea of what they were trying to portray in terms of sex work and just sex in general. It is a fun activity, but you have to be smart about it. You can't just let yourself go. You have to be able to like Emma Thompson was kind of planning stuff out in a way, and that's actually very appropriate. It may not seem appropriate for a lot of people because they just kind of want to do things, but in the real world, that is actually very appropriate and actually makes things a lot less dangerous because when you're in the heat of the moment, who knows what goes down. And once you leave that moment, who knows what you're bringing with you. So I didn't really agree with the messaging of the film. I also feel like the environment itself, like visually speaking, was just kind of bland. Um, it takes place. It feels like we're watching a sitcom in terms of just how it's shot, and um, like or a stage play. I probably use that term better. Probably apply that towards this more than a sitcom. But um, I I mean, it was okay. I mean, I can't sit here and say that I was really invested into it or that I was really bored by it. Like I said, it's a breeze. It came and went, and um, there are some good performances at the center of it, and the interplay, the duo, the way their chemistry is. It is fun, and the concept itself, the potential that it had, and to an extent, within some of the tenderness that it provides, it does work in some regards, but I feel that there's something that this movie needed to do, maybe expand itself, like maybe have these characters go outside, maybe actually see their lives, outside of the room. I get why they did that to give us a little more of an interpretation and let those ideas manifest in our heads rather than seeing it on screen. But I feel like maybe that might have helped, you know, because what we get is kind of like Malcolm and Mary, where it tries to. I'm pretty sure this was filmed during the pandemic as well. I feel like I could just sense it while watching it that it's was filmed during COVID-19. And like Malcolm and Mary, it it further proves to me that films that try to be this kind of this try to do something ambitious like this, where it's just like, oh, we're gonna be in one room or we're gonna be in one place, and we're just gonna, you know, try to work around those confines. It only works if it if you have meaningful dialogue and you have strong characters and that you have the right um, uh, the right camera work and the right everything to to really nail the uh, the purpose of being this isolated. And I just feel like for this, I feel like we needed to be a little more expansive. I feel like we needed to see more, you know. Um, so, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's harmless. I mean, if you see it, um, I mean, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think anyone's gonna get like like uh, upset by it or anything like that. But it's just I don't know. Like the more I talk about it, the more I just feel like I'm running dry. I feel like I'm just running empty because there's not much I can really say about it. It just kind of came and went. So, um, so yeah. So it was fine. I'm probably gonna forget about it tomorrow, um, but yeah, it was fine. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Good Luck to You, Leo Grande, and yeah. So kind of just came and went. It was a breeze for me. Not much to it. So um, I'm gonna see Elvis hopefully tomorrow. So expect the first impressions on that. And yeah, and I'll make sure to be wearing a shirt next time because I feel like this is the second time in a row that I'm doing first impressions videos shirtless. So my apologies, or not. So, but yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys let me know your thoughts on Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. Did you guys like it? Did you guys did not like it? Are you guys like me where I just felt like it was just very mediocre? What do you mean? What do you guys think? You guys let me know. So. And what do you get? How did you feel about the messaging of sex work in this? Because I feel like if anyone's gonna get triggered about anything about this movie, I feel like that would be the thing. Because yeah, it's not. It's fun, but you know there are consequences. So, but you guys will know all your thoughts, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Probably will be an Elvis video, so stay tuned for that. If not, I'll see you when I see you. So, thank you guys for listening or watching, and I'll see you guys next time.